Hi guys, how are you today? I was sitting here this morning. I got up, I'm looking outside now, and this is why it's reminding me of something that happened a few hours ago. I got up this morning and I looked outside, and it's been snowing for a couple of days here, so yeah. And winter is here, and for whatever reason, and I don't understand memory. Now, I remember one time reading something that said, memories, there's certain things that always trigger other memories for me, and they usually feel so completely unrelated that it's unnerving. It feels very strange. It's like, well, why is that popping into my head? This makes no sense whatsoever. This guy here needs, okay. Excuse me. So I look outside this morning and I see snow. Oh, there is someone there. And for whatever reason, I was like instantly brought back to an early morning, just dawn in a summer. Somewhere, I think it was along the Kentucky River. It might have been the Cumberland, but in that part of the world, at any rate, somewhere in Kentucky, southern Kentucky perhaps. I'm pretty sure it was the Kentucky River, but I won't swear to it because I've had days like this along the Cumberland as well, so I'm not sure about that part. But I look outside and I see it's gray, it's dark, it's dirty looking already. There's mucky snow all over the place. And I'm looking at this stuff going, And all of a sudden it's morning. It's a summer morning. It's hot and it's humid. And I'm along the Kentucky River. Dawn is just coming up, and there's all this mist around the river, like hanging over the river. It was so beautiful. I was sleeping in a van. I had parked somewhere the night before, and I was wandering down to wandered down to the river at that point to just kind of clean up. Now, this was before the days when the Kentucky River was, and I quote, deemed unsafe for contact, like like touching it. Yeah, back then again, it wasn't so bad. So I was going down to clean up, and I was just standing and stepped into the river, and I was standing there, and there was this mist all over, and you could hear the odd bird, and the whole world was so quiet. It was just I don't know. It was one of these images that kind of get seared into your brain, and it was just the most beautiful morning. And I remember just standing there, just ankle deep at the edge of the river kind of thing. Well, actually it was deeper than that. It was probably more like mid-thigh as soon as I stepped in. But anyway, I just stepped in is the point. And I had been washing up, and I just looked up around me, and I don't know. I don't know why, looking out at filthy, mucky, partially melted snow on a day when everything is just a dull, dark gray, including the snow, brought me back to Kentucky. But it did. And it was lovely, and I can't get it out of my head. I don't know what the connection there would be, but it was just such an instantaneous thing. And it's really weird. There's certain foods that I cook that will remind me of times and places where I absolutely wasn't having that food. I mean, it'll be, I'm chopping up an onion, and all of a sudden I'm riding a horse across southern Texas or in the mountains of Colorado, on an late afternoon, and the sun is starting to go down, and I'm way up in the mountains, and I see this herd of elk silhouetted against the sunrise or the sunset as it's going down behind a mountain. You get these moments in your life, these pictures that are just such lovely places to be, and then some weird thing will trigger them later. And I've been told or read somewhere or whatever, that sometimes it's just because of where memories are stored. If two memories are stored kind of next door to each other physically in the brain, then doing one thing can trigger that other one because it's like right next door. And maybe that's all it is, because sometimes it feels a little strange. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it just feels like, why am I thinking of this when, because I'm looking at that. Because there certainly is no connection between this Northern Ontario grim freaking morning. This is what November is usually all about here, and November is my most despised month of the year up here. And today is why. Today is why. And we've been blindingly fortunate this year. It has been so nice up until now. It's actually been very, very pleasant. We don't usually have Novembers as good as this one has been, so I'm grateful. I'm good with this. Now, no. Do I want to put in tulips here or something else? You know what? I'll just go ahead and put in the tulips, because I want to get these leveled. I do want more daisies. I want a lot more daisies, but I'm in the game every day now, and I'm thinking the tulips are probably, we were doing the math there one day recently, remember? And it looked like, if you're going to be in all the time, then the tulips, they're called Queen of the Night. Twisting Maze, and unfortunately because of him, that's how I'm thinking of them now. He always calls them Queen of the Damned, and that's how these are the Queen of the Damned tulips for me now. Absolutely. No contest. Yeah, it is a thing. So I'm going to put these in here. This is still nowhere near enough room for what I wanted to do, and I'm just not sure what to do about that. I'm honest. I'm thinking about just removing a whole lot of trees or something, and if I get quests that need trees, just dropping them. Just not even bothering to finish the darn things. So I have more room for what I actually want to plant on this farm, because I am still quite dismayed at the lack that I have on here. Now I could bring these out further. I'm not going to do that till I'm harvesting them, though. I mean, I could put another couple of squares here, but then it really starts to crowd the river. Now down here, however, is quite a bit longer, except I don't have dark tulips in this section. Good job, Sunshine. And maybe that just means I should change them. Take the tulips and the daisies and the white. Well, we got the white here. These are cool. I could give more of these. The white orchids. When they come available, I could pop in a couple more of these pretty easily and still leave some decent riverbank. Maybe on this one too. At least one each here, perhaps. I just don't want the thing so crowded. I'm liking the space. I'm really enjoying the space. So... And I had thought about putting more tulips in the bottom half of this, but then I got a little carried away. But it's a nice little compound, so yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I guess I'm going to leave those there, and I'm trying to get the most money from them as possible. I should put in watering things. And that's the one problem with not doing as many quests, is I'm going to need a lot of ribbons to water this place up. It's going to take a bunch. So I have to continue questing. Okay, I've said it before. The balance of this game is there is no balance. It is so weird. By the time you can make the kind of cash and to level up the end game things, you just don't need them anymore. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like at the point in the game where you actually need more stuff. It's a very long, slow crawl to get to those points. Once you've gotten to those points, it's like, well, now I don't know. It just feels this game always feels a little weird to me. Not saying I don't like it. In case you've noticed, I have been playing for a while. It's a nice little place to be. Oh, mornings. I love mornings. And this year of the last, the COVID years here have messed up sleep patterns so much. I sleep in a lot later than I ever have in my life. Not all the time, but a lot more than I'm used to sleeping in late. But I love mornings. I just remember, walking into the barn in an early morning, even in the winter, and you'd walk out to the barn and, the horses greet you and it's warm inside from their body heat and the smells of sweet feed and hay and just nice, clean horse. It's so wonderful. I remember I was out in British Columbia, and I was in Banff. Actually, it was Banff, Alberta. It wasn't British Columbia. It was Banff, Alberta. And there was a mountain whose name I can't remember at the moment. Rundle? It might have been Rundle. I don't remember, guys. But there was a place in the Banff Springs Hotel, way upstairs, in some place that, I did it again. Someplace where staff wasn't supposed to be. I had to climb a ladder to get to it. You had to go up to the top floor of the place, into the penthouse suites. And somewhere along up there was a ladder up into a sort of attic in the castle, and or the hotel, which was meant to look like a castle. And there was a window up there I could sit in, and if I went up really late or really early in the morning before dark, like when it was still dark, before dawn, I could go up there and watch the sun come up. And one of the mountain tops, the peaks around Banff there somewhere, the sun would hit it in the morning, and I could see it from this window, and it would just be like dark, 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 and you could see the sky was starting to get dark blue, the light was changing, and if you caught it at just the right time on the right day sort of thing, there would be this flash of light as the sun just rised up enough to hit, that snow cap at the top of this mountain. And I loved it. It was such a silly little thing, and I loved it. And I would have gotten fired if I'd ever been caught up there. And if you're somebody who works at the Banff Springs Hotel, I apologize. Yes, I did bad things, but I didn't hurt anything. I just wanted to see that incredible view as often as I could while I lived there. It was actually quite nice. It was worth the risk. It was worth the risk of losing my job and not having a place to live, because I actually lived there too. So it would have been a bit of a traumatizing moment had I gotten caught, but it was just too beautiful to not go. It was quite nice. I've been wanting to go back out to Banff, for so many years. Such a long time. And the sad part is realistically, I probably will never see it again. I mean, if I manage to get back to Scotland, anytime I'm in Canada, I'm going to be visiting family, which is, for now, at any rate, is in this bloody town I dislike so much, or in the area anyway, and that's a long way from Banff, Alberta. It takes about the same amount of time to fly out there as it does to get to Scotland. So, yeah, I can cross the Atlantic in the same amount of time it takes me to cross Canada. So there's a reality check. So probably I probably won't ever see it again. And that's kind of sad, really. Because I'd love to. I've always wanted to go back. I loved living out there. It was such a grand, wonderful place. And quite frankly, and again, it was family things that caused me to leave. I would have probably been happy out there for the rest of my life. I was in awe of the place, and that never changed for a moment. I was very happy out there, up in the mountains, the Rocky Mountains in Canada. It was just magic. I probably would have lived there forever. But family brought me back to Northern Ontario. Obligation, things you have to do. Oh well. And these are done. So there's a step one in my my quest to reflower this property, or to find a way to get more. I don't know what that's going to mean yet, or what kind of sacrifices I'm going to have to make, but I need a lot of flowers. I was talking to Lucy last night, and she's got one of those stations, those tables that you level up for bonuses. She's got one within 3 levels or something of 100. And the thing is, it's now costing, 9 billion per click or something. Yes, billion per click. So it gets kind of tough to finish that, and you need a whole bunch of cash, all the cash. And I do believe I've read in the Discord for the Discord group for Farm Together that it's 158 billion gold per table. So times 5. Somebody want to do the math? It's too freaking much. Yeah, that's a lot of gold when I'm sitting here finally at my first billion. Level 202 on the farm, and I'm only, you know, over a bit. I think this is the first time I've been over $1 billion, and it's simply because I haven't been doing anything else. Just trying to, you know, harvest to make money. So I really need a lot of flowers. A lot of flowers. It's a thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I got a little harvesting done. I get these chores done in the house here, and I got some chores of my own in my house to get done today. And then I stream this afternoon. I don't know what I'm streaming this afternoon. I don't even know what day it is. Is it Wednesday, Friday? Can I check somewhere? What is it? It's a Wednesday. Oh yeah, well, I thought it was a Friday, so that was a little disorienting. But that's okay. Wednesday is good. I can work with Wednesday. And there we go. There, those are all done. And then the wee little playhouse. Yeah, I have to stream today. I don't know what to stream this afternoon. I have been actually thinking about having a farm together marathon at some point. For real. Just sit down one day, maybe start a new farm. Or take one of my baby farms and do something with them. And just sit and play farm together a whole day. In a stream. And maybe some of the farm together people I've met in here will drop by and we'll actually get to chat. And it just sounds like such a good time. It's in my head, so it'll probably happen at some point. Thank you guys for being here. Your company is appreciated. Your follows and thumbs ups and views and all the fun things that you do. Thanks for your support, guys. You're so kind, and I appreciate it. Bye-bye.